unconditional.
Okay.
On that note, I'd like to go to Frederic for some words of wisdom. Frederic, if you were able to get us to agree on another point, what do you think it might be?
Idea what God is.
That's diplomatic.
Help us reach anonymity one more time rather than acrimony.
Let's use our energy to create a new world and not to fight against the ancient world.
Yes.
You know what
Thank
this is? You know what
Thank
this is
you.
called? Really, that's called tautology. That's all these expressions. You know what the best one I heard about the utopians in France? That they would have wheelbarrows, and they would walk down the streets, and everybody would throw the keys and the locks in the wheelbarrows, and nobody would have any locks.
That would be nice.
These are tautology. Everybody will be at peace, and nobody will be starving, and everybody will be nice.
Utopia suggests
Well, that's
a
what
place
we're talking
that's
about.
static that we've already gotten there. So I
It's a
don't think
dynamic.
No, it's a
you-
process. It's like enlightenment. It's a process.
Life is
Enlightenment is not a destination. It's not something you get to.
And then we can stand there. And it's,
Yeah,
it's
hey.
One-
However,
one of my-
there are landmarks along
There are
the way.
landmarks. There
And-
are
and
plateaus
yes,
along the way,
that-
and then there are levels.
In
that
other
you
words,
jump to,
I'm
yes.
trying to say that we have reached
Important
a
landmarks.
steady stream of these progressive things that have happened for
Absolutely.
We've had a lot of
Here's what we want in the ultimate: individual sovereignty.
Okay.
Bingo.
And
Hey, wait, let's say,
group harmony.
do we all agree with individual sovereignty? Individual sovereignty, Frederic? Yes? You have a feeling? Individual sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
70, what does it mean?
Sovereignty
I'm in
means
control
you're
of me.
the author of your life. You're
Yes.
under your own authority.
And we can create the life we prefer.
Create the life we want. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of
And the
happiness.
banishment of coercion, the banishment of intimidation. Everybody's
See, but
waking up and directing
what
themselves.
that is the transmutation, the collective unconscious of the fear of death. That is the bottom line archetypal fear that has kept humanity locked into a very reactionary way of approaching the world, is fear. So how do we transmute fear? And I'm saying one of the ways, granted that it's a process, is that we have the ability to basically support the basic fundamental needs of human beings by recreating an economic
There's
system.
plenty to go around.
But what are
There's
you going
plenty
to do?
to
You're
go
going
around.
to put your hand in other people's pockets?
No,
No,
Spend
we
their
don't.
money?
I'm talking-
Don't we have a government? Don't we have?
That's part of the
we
problem.
we
is
have
what
a
we're
massive-
saying.
we have a
What we're
massive-
saying is that's part
have
of
a-
the
What are you
problem.
talking
We have a
about?
bureaucratic,
You
unresponsive
people act
government.
like you don't even know where you are.
Oh, Judd, please. Remember what I said? There was mutual respect. You've shown more disrespect for
Well, we won't
going
do
this direction.
Galen, we won't do this anymore. We'll consider it a terminal encounter. We'll go our separate ways.
Well, no, I think the
No
four of us
problem.
agree. The four of us agree. The terminal encounters with you. So,
Yeah, that's what
four
I'm
of us
saying.
have
agree.
some opposition though. But at
well,
this
we see
point,
where the opposition comes from.
Yeah, really, I would be a thorn in your side. Really.
Or
Whatever-
in other places.
Whatever you're doing, it's not going to be harmonious with my view of my country and,
Well, that's why you can
and
do
my
your own
children
thing and have
and
your
my
own
That's
friends
why-
and
we
my
can do our
family
own thing.
That's
and,
why-
But
and
Judd-
my adulthood and my
Judd,
experience.
but what you're doing is you're assuming that we're saying that I'm saying certain things, which I have to say, respectively, is not exact, is not opposite, it's not accurate.
Right.
So I resent the
Yeah.
fact that you are putting words into my
Yeah.
mouth because you don't
I agree
really
with
know.
you, W.
You don't really know how committed I am, as we all are, to improving. Basically, how do we improve the quality of life on a personal and collective level? And we have so much in our face now that it's not just about our own little being free. We are faced with a planetary crisis / opportunity that is demanding fundamental change.
And you've got a plan to beat it.
well,
not
one
about
of the
beating,
key
not
things-
about
one of
beating
the-
it.
You've
one
got
of
a
the
plan.
key things
Absolutely.
I want to
All
go to
right.
Frederic again.
Absolutely.
I want to go to Frederic.
It's good that you've got a plan.
Frederic, do you have
Right
words of
here.
wisdom for us? You,
Well, I
you
have
seem to
a-
come in with wonderful things to say.
I have
so
a strong
please.
one for you.
Good.
It's let's say a utopia or projection to the future. That let's concentrate on a thought.
A
That's
thought?
yes,
Thought,
a
yes.
thought. That we all go. It's written. It's we go toward a unique race.
Absolutely.
Unique
Each-
race.
Each one of us
The
is
race, the human race, the race of the earth,
unique. Absolutely.
Of the Earth or us?
of the earth.
Of the Earth.
Yes,
Of the
of
Earth.
this planet.
Of this planet. Yes. One race. That's
One race.
Race
We
of
are
planet
all
Earth.
going to love each other
Yes.
and to mix each other
Mix.
and to mix
Mix
the
together.
race.
and to mix
The races. Yes.
the Jewish and the Arabs,
Mm-hmm.
the black and the white,
Mm.
the Taiwanese and the pygmy,
And the Pygmy.
etc.,
Pygmy
etc.
Well,
No more wars for those bullshit.
Yes.
And even one day, if everything goes well, the woman and the man, they will meet.
The woman and the
Hope
man.
so.
Well, I think that
As
they
equals.
will meet as equals. I think that's one thing we agree that I agree with Reich on this point. That the most of the suffering and the pain and the dysfunction in the world comes down to the male-female dynamic.
Yes.
The lack of integration within
It's
oneself.
the primary
It's the lack.
duality.
It's the primary
and-
duality. It's yin and yang.
domination
It's
of
the
one
fact
force
that
over
the
the other.
patriarchy since the Bronze Age, the patriarchy, the warriors
I got a joke here,
have
go ahead.
dominated the planet. The
Within a
social
Fighting
cycle,
contract.
with right
with-
has
with-
been the
within a
ruling
certain
force.
within a
Right.
certain cycle, because this planet has gone through enlightened ages. There've been golden
It's gone.
ages.
There have been golden
Just
ages.
in
There
our
have been
current
golden ages.
history that we have written
Yes.
down.
There have been
because,
golden ages.
because this Earth history goes way much longer than
despite
5,000
what
years.
science
Yes.
Way,
will
in
allow
fact,
us to believe.
that's what's being unearthed now, which is fundamentally revolutionary. The secrets of the Great Pyramids, the cosmology, and most importantly,
Atlantis.
the true origins of
Cultures.
man. Who are we really? What is our origin? We're
Where
not
do we come
terrestrial
from?
beings. We are
What
beings
about the
of light. We are
Pleiadian
beings.
star system?
Yeah,
That's
we
one
are
of the
beings
modern
of
cosmologies.
conscious. But here's a little joke.
did you say
Joe.
we are not terrestrial beings?
Let's not go there.
there.
What's the joke, Debbie? Let's
Yeah,
not go there.
David's joke about the resolution, because behind all this, which I love about the Hindu perspective, is it's a Shasta Leela. They call it God's play. You know, there's a whole
right.
element of play to this, and
Right.
the Hindus have a very beautiful concept that Brahma, God goes unconscious for the fun of waking up.
Right, exactly.
And that's sort of the process that we're in. We're going from an unconscious and
This is the Kali Yuga. This is the Kali
And
Yuga.
the
This is
Mayans-
the fourth
Those are
great
fairy
age.
tales.
Kali
That's
Yuga.
myth-
Well, you call it a, but I wouldn't say
Total
that.
mythology.
Well, you can
it's
call it a myth.
hallucination. It's
Well,
art.
So here this
Oh,
is.
so art isn't real?
Of course,
so
art isn't real.
here's something.
Art isn't real?
Art is the exercise of the
This is
imagination. That's
art.
what you're doing.
This is living art here.
Here's something
These
you
are
can
friends
hang your
of
hat
yours
on.
who have
Okay.
agreed
Yeah,
to
for
come
fun.
and dance for
For
you
fun.
tonight.
Here's David's take on the whole thing, because the
Okay.
great mystery is.
I'm glad you three are brought closer
four,
together.
four,
You
four.
four are
We're
brought
all
closer.
Look at Judd. You're bringing us together.
Yeah, I like to bring people
God-
together.
God,
I
here you
brought a
go.
lot of
From-
people together.
From the great unknown, God created man, and the God has created woman, and they said, okay, we're going to see this planet. Let's see if they can work it out.
You think there's a higher intelligence that's male and female? I haven't ever heard that before. That's interesting. I've always thought of God as one.
Well,
At the
There's
source,
the
everything
one,
is
and
right.
then there's the two,
At,
and then
at-
there's
at the
the
source,
three, the
Judd,
Trinity.
everything
There was
is
a
one, and there's
splitting.
no
There's a
male, female. But
splitting.
the initial split, the bifurcation,
Right, and that-
is the yin yang, is the masculine,
Right,
feminine,
the individuation.
is all the
The
individuation.
and-
At the
and-
source, it is one.
And we're coming back to that
That's
unit
3
of
minutes.
consciousness.
That's nature. Why don't you make a closing statement?
We're
'Cause
coming
this-
back into
you've
one.
we're-
got, you've got a lot of
quote from
controversy here.
Buckminster Fuller
Yes,
to
a quote from
close us.
Buckminster Fuller. We have 3 minutes, so let's make our
Buckminster
closing
Fuller
statements.
That's
says
one of my
that
heroes.
The world now is too dangerous for anything less than utopia.
Really?
Because
Thank you.
the environment is quickly being destroyed, and we need to move very quickly. And all it would take is a dedicated group of
Right.
individuals, and for that meme to spread outward.
Right.
And
And
that's-
I just like to second that. He also said something to the fact that at this point there are only two choices: oblivion
Right.
and utopia.
Exactly.
So choose, and that's really what it's about. You have two. There's a bifurcation coming,
And
and it's our choice,
and the fact
and it's on an individual basis as well.
And I
It's
mean,
not
I
inside.
know we're going to make it, but the outcome, what the foundation of that is education.
And
Okay.
free energy.
It's all about
and we won't have to
education.
fight
0
people in the
point
Middle
energy.
East
Right.
for the
You
oil.
know, I agree with
We have
Aldous
free
Huxley.
energy.
In his book Island, he said it's not one thing. It's not economics, it's not education, it's not spirituality. He said it's everything. Everything.
Interdisciplinary studies.
You just need a
Ken
whole,
Wilber.
a holistic
That's how they
society.
divide
Gregory
us,
Bateson,
by putting
Gregory
us
Bateson.
into
All
little
right.
boxes.
Well, if we do
Holistic.
continue this at any time, it would
Frederick,
be
I'm sorry, Ted.
it'd be simply sorting out what we differ on and what we agree on.
Frederick, closing statement from you, Monsieur. And I apologize if we haven't given you enough platform, but please.
No, just a few words for all those who are listening to us. Go make love with somebody you love and spend a marvelous night.
Hey,
Thank you.
that's great.
Or a marvelous life.
Can I make end my statement here?
Yes,
You want to read?
please go ahead. Why don't you?
Now's the time to lighten up, enjoy the music, simplify our lives, accentuate the positive, choose peace, choose freedom, and choose to go to health.
Thank you.
And
And on that note, I'd like to thank you all. It's been a wonderful show. I want to thank, again, Terry. I'd like to thank Jovis. I'd like to thank Royo. I'd like to thank our dancers, Alicia and Cayenne and Jasmine and Danielle. And we have one dancer who's no longer up there, but Astara. So thank our dancers, our musicians, our wonderful crew, and thanks to Ken Russell, who has been wonderful and instrumental in helping pull this together. Thank you all so much, and our wonderful sound man, Paul, and our roving cameraman, David, and our wonderful camera number 1, Rob, and our wonderful camera number 2, Joanne, our wonderful camera number 3, Vivian. Thank you all so very much. Love, peace, happiness, joy to you all.
Hey, amen. Selah.
Amen. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Shall we end in an Om?
Yes.
Acha.
Yeah, all's well that ends
Peace,
well.
love, happy. We've ended in a chord.
Yeah, always. And that fractal, by the way, that you just saw was the mathematical.